welcome to another edition of A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as Hisui, and I'm from ReverseSteves.com as well as the Speakeasy Podcast. And this time, we are looking at Chapter 434 of Hayate the Combat Butler, otherwise known as the See-Through Playing Cards Come with Volume 39's Limited Edition. And that certainly is a mouthful, but as they say, it's not stealth marketing, it's blatant marketing. And I'm really glad that Hayate is back. They went on break for a week, so kind of like an addict, I was really looking forward to my next hit. I was a little antsy every day, but it finally came out. And so we get this review. And man, if nothing else, this chapter really brings into focus something that longtime Hayate readers will eventually pick up on, that he really likes the gambling manga of Nobuyuki Fukamoto, who you might know as the guy who does Akagi, the crazy mahjong manga, or Kaiji, the crazy gambling manga. I mean, it's called Gambling Apocalypse. He also likes to make a lot of references to Jin and Kin, Silver and Gold. It's one of his older series that never got an anime, and so it isn't as well known, but obviously Hada really liked that series. And if you've ever watched Akagi, you'll know that one of his big fights at the last arc that they're still kind of trapped in, they use these transparent tiles for mahjong, and so obviously this whole premise is really inspired by that, because Mickey of the Student Council comes up with playing cards that are transparent. And I think if you've never seen it, Izumi's reaction to Mickey's revolutionary gambling thing of, half the cards being transparent seems silly until you realize, kind of like Idiot's Poker, where you put one of your poker cards on your head so everybody can see it but you. Does kind of add a different element of gambling when you can't bluff with all your cards, you can only bluff with some of your cards. And so they go through, the standard amount of explaining the gimmick to the naive person like you would have in any gambling manga. And, Izumi is the naive person, whereas Mickey is the card shark. And so, they explain the thing, and then in comes Hinagiku, and wow, it's always been clear that Izumi is actually kind of crazily in love with Hinagiku, but they don't usually play it up so blatantly as they do here, where she's like, we should play this game, and if I win, you gotta strip naked. And if I lose, Izumi strips naked. And so, of course Hinagiku doesn't want to do this, but with some taunting and basically, buck, chicken. Kind of like she was Marty McFly in a Back to the Future movie. She, of course, has to go. I like that, exhibitionist girl and tsundere are thrown in as insults to her. Kind of a little wink to the audience there. But, I also noticed that Zumi has kind of become the awkward fan service girl. Not only is she giving you fan service, but she's kind of reluctant to do it. And I really think that back in a few chapters ago, when Hata is basically kind of breaks the fourth wall and is like, man, I wonder if I'm screwing up little kids who are reading this, giving them some kind of weird fetish through Izumi, and her kind of I guess I'm gonna take off my panties. Because it really kind of plays out here, where you're awkward fan service. Kind of supposed to be hot because it's uncomfortable. But, that's Izumi's role pretty much in this manga at this point. You know, like third tier love interest and awkward fan service girl. But yes, the rest of the episode pretty much plays out like your standard gambling manga where like the character tries a crazy thing and then the other character just sees through it. Plus Hinagiku just never loses. So, anything that any clever plan that Izumi has, Hinagiku just either sees through it because she's just smarter than the three of them, or she's just luckier. And so yes, the rest of the chapter is basically Izumi stripping and Hinagiku proving her Hinagiku-ness and dominating Izumi, who I think on a certain level gets turned on by that. And so, yeah, it ends with a naked Izumi and Mickey being like, "We gotta play again!" And overall, it was a cute chapter. Kind of interesting, kind of take on the gambling manga formula. I want to say it's a parody, but I almost just feel like Hada wanted to try his hand at drawing a gambling manga more than making fun of them. Because, other than a little bit, they play pretty straight. So, it isn't like too much of a parody. It's almost an homage to, stuff like Akagi. But yes, apparently, if you get the limited edition 39th volume, you get the exact playing cards that you see in this thing, with half of them being transparent. So you can have your own kind of transparent poker games. I'm almost kind of tempted to pick that up, just because it's so silly. And it is kind of a unique feature. And it's not super creepy like that Scratch and Sniff Maria thing, where you're like, find out what Maria smells like. And I'm like, I'm not sure I want to, Hayate. Why do I love you so much, but every once in a while you make me go, But still, doesn't matter. I guess I still go, but I still love it anyway. So, I don't know if we're going to get another chapter next week. It is New Year's coming up, but if we don't, I might do some 87 clockers, catch up on that. Maybe some March comes with like a lion. Those are all good things. But if we have more chapters, I'll review them. If not, I'll go off a little off the beaten path. But other than that, see you guys next time.